Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Ken's Case. This is Dr. GERARD CUOMO. I'm going to go over some laboratory procedures today, a continuum of Ken's Case. As you all well already know, if you've been viewing the earlier videos, that we're now covering the maxillary arch, the upper arch, and the 7 implants that were placed. And before I get going here, a very special shout out to William and Kate of the UK. We wish them congratulations on their marriage, their royal marriage, and we hope that they have a wonderful future together and do great things for the UK. All right, on with our presentation here. We're going to send Ken's Case up to Atlantis for abutments to be made, and part of Atlantis's requirements, if you're going to do a multiple unit case like this, is to describe what you want. So on their internet website, when you go to order your abutments, they're going to give you a protocol to follow. So you're going to have to decide where you want to place your margins, whether it's subgingival or right at the contours of the gingiva or above it. And also, you have to be very descriptive about how many millimeters below the gum line. This rendition here shows the actual contours of the submergence profile, and there are three categories in which to select from, I believe. And so we would like to make sure that this case conforms and supports the soft tissue. We don't want it any less, we don't want it really any more. So we checked off the box that I believe they won't go past 0.5 millimeters, so a half a millimeter either way. So and had very good success with this. Again, soft tissue crest to the top of or to the margin, and then also from the margin to the top of the implant head. So keep that in mind when you're ordering your abutments. All right. Well, what they also have as far as requirements are concerned is you've got to have a diagnostic wax up and also work everything out. Now, we've worked it out on the study cast in the previous discussions. How do we go from point A to point B? From the duplication of the diagnostic cast, we took an Omnivac. Actually, we duplicated the cast, poured a snapstone and a whip mixed fast setting stone. Then we did a suck down Omnivac of that, and then we made a guide. And before I go into that, I'm just going to show you how that Omnivac fits the master cast. And you really have to trim this so that it does fit properly and that it goes down without any impingement. Otherwise your bite's going to be off and you're going to have problems. So make sure you trim your Omnivacs and maybe draw a pencil line in here, and I'll show you that on the other model so you don't go beyond that. So I trimmed out the palate for this reason. And the transfer now over to the master cast. Here now is the cast, and I'm already showing you what we've made. This is a triad complete mock-up of the case, and how we did that, we made an Omnivac, we filled it with triad material, and then that was supported by a silicone index. And this index is made to fit the master cast. So you can see little notches that were placed in this index. So Omnivac on the model, and then mix your silicone material. This is Siltec from Ivoclar, but I make sure that I not only cover the incisal edges and the palatal area, because it has to seat back on the model, but I drape it onto the back of the model so that it fits down passively and you have enough thickness for strength. Now, That then fits back on the master cast, and then from here I rubber band the two together with the material. Now let me tell you what's underneath all this. This is eventually what you would see is, okay, and I'm going to just relieve this off the model now, and I'll show you what's underneath so you know. Okay, here is what Atlantis is going to need, and this can only be made with a good Omnivac as well as a good silicone index. Now, how do we get to this? Again, Triad makes a material, it's a light curable material, and it's called VLC provisional material. I happen to like Ivory Light in my practice for just about all cases. It has a nice light color to it, simulates a wax up, and you can use that material. It comes in individually wrapped containers. I'm just going to turn the light off here and show you because it's light sensitive. And it comes in a black bag, and they're in ropes. You just simply take the rope out. It's very pliable, it's composite, and I just take this rope and put it inside the Omnivac, and then I squish that down on the model. Now what's on the model are Strauman's temporary implant posts, and they're made of plastic. I believe they're about $19 each, but here they are. Each individual one is placed on the master cast, and I'm not going to discuss all the particulars in this video, but after you seat them, place your material inside the Omnivac and then squeeze that in place. And then what I do is I end up rubber banding the model and the Omnivac together. Let's see if I can fit all this together and just show you. There we go. That's together there. That snaps together like so. And then what you do is you take a rubber band and you just wrap it all the way around your model, and then you'll see all the material through here. And I don't try to overload the Omnivac. I want to make sure it's just to the tissue, so be real careful when you're loading. And then rubber band it 2-3 times, and then off it goes to the Triad machine for light curing. And then after you light cure it, you can go ahead and polish, and you end up with what Atlantis needs. Now you could have done this in wax, but it's a lot more durable. They can take it on and off the model, and also your ceramist can use this later on to make his indexes to it. So it all starts with a good diagnostic wax up in the beginning, and then onto the surgery certainly, and then modifications along the way, and then of course now we're ready to get these abutments made. Finally. All right, this is Dr. GERARD Cuomo, just to give you a short summary on how to be ready for abutment fabrication if you're going to use a facility from Astrotech called Atlantis, and it's not that complicated. Once you get to this point, the scanning of this bridge is going to be done first, and then they'll scan and start to create the abutments, and then that'll come to you via the internet. They'll email you, and then you'll virtually use your mouse, and you'll get the 3D model to go to. I believe they give you an address to go to on the internet, and then from there you can decide if you like them, if you don't like them. I'm going to try to cover that. I don't know if I could either A, send you to a link that they have, or B, I might just use some still photography and show you how I select the abutments. Dr. Gerry Cuomo from Boca Raton. Again, have a great day out there. We'll see you on the next video.